Strategic Communications Advisor, Senior Spokesperson for the Clinton campaign. Karen, great seeing you.
Good to see you, too.
Let me start by getting your reaction to what Senator Sanders said about Hillary Clinton last night. Listen to this.
Okay.
It is great to be against the war after you vote for the war. It is great to be for gay rights after you insult the entire gay community by supporting DOMA. It is great to finally, kicking and screaming, come out against the TPP, but where were you on all of the other trade agreements?
Senator Sanders, Karen says he is boringly consistent, and in what he said here, everything is true.
Well, here's the thing about Senator Sanders. It's disappointing. Remember at the beginning, he said, I'm never going negative. I'm not going to run a negative ad. And then what have we seen in the last couple weeks? As things have tightened up, as the scrutiny has intensified on his plans, and increasing numbers of folks have said, hey, this health care plan doesn't add up. The math doesn't work. He maybe should go back and, rework his math instead of attacking Clinton. He said he wouldn't run a negative ad. He's been running negative ads. He's, changed his position on the gun manufacturer's liability issue a couple of times, right? So it's interesting. I understand why he's attacking Hillary Clinton. Things are tightening up. He's trying to deflect from the fact that, literally a scathing editorial from the Washington Post essentially saying it doesn't seem like he's thought these things through. So unfortunately, I think we're going to see more of that the closer we get.
Karen, is it negative campaigning to talk about what the other candidate did and didn't do in positions? Because, again, nothing he's saying there is untrue, right?
Well, but it's not the whole truth, right? And also for him to have said, particularly on gay rights, remember, he, said to and MSNBC's own Rachel Maddow, well, I was sort of it was civil unions, and I didn't go further because, it had just been too intense. Well, but remember, he said that he wouldn't go further because at the time the fight in Vermont had been too intense. That's not quite exactly what was going on at that time. And then he calls HRC, Human Rights Campaign, the establishment, and kind of attacks them because he didn't get their endorsement. And there's more to, Hillary's position, as she's talked about. She evolved on that position. I think that's a good thing in leaders. As they get more information, they say, you know what, maybe I was wrong on this. Maybe I need to change the way I'm thinking about this. Yes, it's true that she voted for the Iraq War, but I got to tell you, how many years ago was that now? We've got to focus on...
Yeah, but we're still talking about it, and it's still a political position on both sides of the aisle.
But whereas she's put forward a plan to deal with ISIS, and she clearly has the experience that we need to deal with the threats that we're facing around the world. Again, folks are questioning. He wants to normalize relations with Iran. He wants to put Iranian soldiers with in Syria, right at Israel's doorstep, and then he kind of says, well, I didn't really say that. So I guess my point is, Senator Sanders has had a few evolutions of his own.
So you're thinking he's not boringly consistent as he says he is?
Not so much. But again, I understand, this is what you're going to see.
Yeah, that's part of the campaign.
But I'll tell you what's different, though. What you're hearing Hillary Clinton talk about is the issues that matter to people. She is focused on...
True, but her people can talk about things. Let's remember that just a couple of weeks ago, they were talking about Bernie Sanders' health, for example. So those issues come up.
That was not from the campaign. That was totally on the outside. You
reject that?
And we absolutely, and we made it very clear, very quickly, that was inappropriate.
And very quickly, talk to me about Iowa. It's unexpected, the closeness, but if Hillary Clinton wins this one, or she doesn't.
Well, look, we have a great ground game in Iowa. We have a great team, grassroots organizers. They have been there since April, working hard. So we feel good about Iowa. But remember, we got to get through Iowa, New Hampshire, we got South Carolina, we got Nevada, and then we've got a whole slew of states in March, and we feel good about where we are and the work we're doing.
Karen Finney, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Good to see you,
Thanks for being with me this morning.